President George Washington had an interesting experience at Valley Forge. This is written in the Library of Congress. You can look it up if you want. You can Google it and read it if you want. I'm referring to George Washington's vision. Few people understand that when George Washington was at Valley Forge, he had a heavenly manifestation. An angel from heaven appeared to him and showed him the future of his country. Now it's interesting. He lost all the battles, but he won the war. No, he won 2 battles. And I think there was 9 major battles, and he lost 7 of them. But there's 2 battles that he won, and he won the war. You see, it's in God's plan that this become a nation. He was shown the Civil War and was assured that the Union would stand. And then after the Civil War, he saw one more time that there was a war on American soil. He saw the Dark Angel standing over the Atlantic Ocean and inspiring forces from Asia, from Europe, and from Africa to wage war on American soil. And he saw the cities destroyed. I presume that this is China, Russia, and Africa. Well, this is probably the Muslim nations, or maybe that's a group of people whose welfare checks are cut off. There's going to be turmoil in America a third time. And very few people are prepared in any way, shape, or form to go through this. If you'd like to have the details of this third war, you might Google John Taylor's vision, for in that he explains, he saw America. He saw this war that George Washington describes as the third war on American soil. Now, war is an interesting thing. When you look at the ruins of this picture, governments borrow billions of dollars to destroy other governments and other countries. And the bank makes interest on all of those billions of dollars borrowed to destroy the other country. And then after the war is over, the bank is willing to loan money to the individuals who own these broken up buildings to rebuild them again. So the bank makes interest on the money to destroy the town, and he makes interest on the money to rebuild the town. Here's an interesting book, Through the Eyes of the Enemy, by Stanis Lunov. He's the highest ranking Russian official to defect and come to the West. You don't need to read the whole book here. You can just read the front page of the book. It says that suitcase-sized nuclear bombs on American soil. Assassination squads targeting American leadership when the bombs go off. High-tech drug running, mafia-controlled government and military. He's warning us about things that are in our future. Russia has her bombs in American cities now. Now, we don't hear about that locally. You don't hear about it from your government. But here's the guy from Russia that helped put them there. Are there Russians in on American soil? You might Google this. The Russian troops in American soil. Here's a picture of Russian troops in Colorado. There's about 40,000 Russian troops in Colorado. According to what I'm finding on Google, there's approximately 100,000 Russian troops on American soil. What are they here for? They're here for crowd control. Crowd control? Why do we need crowd control? Well, that's if us Americans start clashing with each other, we're going to use UN troops to bring peace to the world, right? Well, I think this is part of the plan of the New World Order of that crowd. But the forces that are going to impact us are already here. They're on American soil. Here's a picture of Chinese soldiers training with U.S. troops in Hawaii. A picture of our president in front of hundreds of Chinese troops. Now, this goes along with George Washington's vision. China and Russia. They are going to be our nemesis. This is a picture of a map found in China on what they're claiming on what part of the United States. The western part of the United States goes to China, and the eastern part of the United States goes to Russia. After this war is over, President Washington says that we rebuild the cities, we rebuild the towns, the hamlets, and America is strong from then on and forevermore. Well, what does this mean? We know that the Millennium is going to make America a strong nation. There are two capitals during the Millennium. The secular capital is in Zion. That's going to be the New Jerusalem. The spiritual capital is going to be in Old Jerusalem. The peace on earth from then on and forevermore, we're talking about the millennial reign. But before the millennial reign comes in, we have this third war on American soil. Joseph Smith warned us about things that are going to take place in the last days, but in the 10th article of faith, let's read this. We believe in the literal gathering of Israel, at the restoration of the 10 tribes, that Zion, the New Jerusalem, will be built upon the American continent, that Christ will reign personally upon the earth, and the earth will be renewed and receive its paradisiacal glory. Well, that happens after this stuff we've just been talking about. Moses 7:61. And the day shall come that the earth shall rest. But before that day the heavens shall be darkened, and a veil of darkness shall cover the earth. The heavens shall shake, also the earth. Great tribulation shall be among the children of men, but my people will I preserve. To gather out mine elect from the four corners of the earth into a place which I shall prepare, an holy city, and my people may gird up their loins and be looking forth for the time of my coming. For there shall be my tabernacle, and it shall be called a New Jerusalem,